All right, welcome to a lesson about how to draw the human face or a portrait using correct face proportions. So I'm going to kind of jump back and forth between a lot of what not to do's and what to do's. So I think typically when we want to draw somebody, our brain takes over. We've talked about this before, how our brain takes over and goes, oh, I need to draw a face? Okay, cool. And they do this little finagle, okay, and that's all nice, but that's an emoji. That's not I've never met a human who looks like that. So we want to kind of get rid of that idea. I'm going to show you the correct way to draw a face, paying attention to the proportions of the face. And remember, proportion is all about paying attention to sizes and relationships of sizes. So I'm going to come back to this. And again show you like what not to do, but for right now what to do is we're going to start very simple and just draw a nice loose circle. Okay, and feel free to pause this video and slow it down as you're going. Okay, if you need to go back to something, go ahead and do that. Okay, easy enough. Now we're not drawing an emoji, we're going to draw a human face. So let's think letters. I pretty much drew the letter O, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add like a U to it, okay? And that'll be the beginning of our face, because in order to draw a face, we have to draw a head. Okay, there's a difference between just your face and your head, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay. Here we go. That looks like a pretty good human head. I forgot to mention this before, but something that you're going to absolutely need right now is make sure you have access to an eraser. Okay, so I started by drawing an O, and I basically added the letter U to it. Okay, and now I'm going to get rid of that extra line that I don't need, and this will start to look like an actual human head. Now, what not to do that I've seen students do in the past is they go with this, like that, okay, and instead of adding the letter O, they add the letter V, like that, for a person's chin, and I don't know about you, but that starts to look like an alien, so I don't want you to do that, okay, don't make it too sharp like that, if you can try. Now, already with the human head, we're going to see a proportion between a relationship of size between the top of the head and the bottom of the head. Okay, the bottom of the head is wider and the top of the head is wider. The bottom of the head is a little bit more narrow because that's where your chin is down here. It narrows down to your chin. And the top of your head is bigger because that's where your brain goes, obviously. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this in half. So basically I want to find the midway point between the top of the head and the bottom of the head, and I'm just going to do it. I don't have a ruler, I don't need to measure. I think that's about halfway. Okay, so again, I'll just like go to the top of the head, bottom of the head, where they meet in the middle. That's about halfway through. And I'm going to draw a nice flat line going across, and this will serve as our eye line. Okay, because in order to draw the human face correctly, you have to start with drawing the whole head, and believe it or not, your eyes actually sit right in the middle of your head. And to prove it to you, it's kind of hard to see sometimes because people have big fluffy hair, but if you see somebody with a little bit of, that's not the window I want. Okay. Here we go. We can see with Steph Curry, you can see from the top of his head to the bottom of his head, that's about his chin. Okay, his goatee kind of covers it up, but if you look halfway through, his eyes rest halfway through his head. Okay, and now what happens a lot is when somebody goes to draw face, and if they do that, they still put the eyes way up there. Yes, the eyes are at the top of your face, but they are at the center of your head. So really, it should be more like that, and then you have somebody's hair get in the way. Okay, so this is where your eyes go. And here's the next tricky part. This is probably the trickiest thing that you'll do, which is you need to divide this line into about 5 equal parts. Because believe it or not, you could fit about 5 of your eyes across your face. Again, let's look back at that picture of Curry. Okay, if you look at the width of his eye, okay, that's the width of his eye. You could fit about 5 of his eyes across his face. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to divide, and this takes a little bit of trial and error, maybe a little bit of erasing. Okay. That's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a little off right there. There you go. Okay. That's about okay. And what I don't want you to do, this is a big no-no. Okay. People will draw the face. Okay. And then they draw the eye line. And they compensate for where they know the eyes are going to go. So they give big spaces to the eyes like that. See, that's not 5 equal spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These spaces where they know the eyes are going to go, they make them super huge. And I've never seen a human being with eyes that huge, okay? You got to be able to fit about 5 eyes across the face equally, okay? And once you have that, then you can go ahead and start to draw eyes. And eyes typically are kind of like roundish and almond shaped. There we go. Okay, I have some eyes. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is, well, we can now kind of cut our face in half that way. There we go. We'll do that so we have a nice cross, and that way we can have everything centered. Now that we're done with the eyes, we can center everything. What we're going to do is we're going to find the halfway point between the eye line and the bottom of the face. So I'm going to just go and find about the midway point, about halfway through, and draw a line across. Okay, nice and flat. And this will be the nose line. So what happens with the nose line is the bottom of the nose will rest. It will just sit along that line. So we're just going to go back to the idea of a letter and just draw like a very soft letter U. Okay, there we go. That'll be the bottom of the nose. And then I'm going to come back up to the eyes. What I'm going to do with like the center point of the eyes right here is I'm just going to draw a nice light little straight line going down from there and from there. Okay, and that tells you about how wide the nostrils will be. And what I do for the nostrils is I just draw parenthesis marks. Okay, just like that. And now I have like a width of my nose, and it lines up with the eyes. And if you actually like, I think we can even look at Steph Curry's picture and you'll see it, okay? Like the tip of his eye, if you go straight down, it lines up with his nostril. Tip of his eye, straight down, lines up with his nostril, okay? Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to draw the bridge of the nose and make it go up to the eyebrows. So I'm actually going to switch my camera so that you can see this. And oh, here we go, in all my glory of my wonderful hair and my, oh, there I am, hello, okay? So when we go to draw the bridge of our nose, this is the bridge, the edges of our nose. If you actually like take your fingers and like run up the bones, and then your nose bridge turns into your eyebrow bone. Okay, see how they're connected? You can really, oop, right there, okay? See how the nose turns into the eyebrow bone, same here. Okay, the edge of your nose, the bridge of your nose turns into your eyebrow bone. So we're gonna use that as a way to guide us into connecting our nose to our eyebrows. Okay, so, oops, here we go. Let's go back to that. Okay, and here we go. Okay, so just start to draw a line over here and up here. That's the bridge of our nose that we talked about, and it comes up and becomes our eyebrow bone above our eyes. Okay, and then you can go ahead and start to draw in some eyebrows. I typically have really messy, like, I don't know how to do eyebrows. On my own face, not how to draw them. I don't know how to upkeep mine. I'm not very good at all that stuff, and my eyebrows tend to look really messy and curly and like, I don't know, very, very hairy. Okay, there you go. There's my eyebrows. All right, so what we'll do now is we're going to focus on the mouth. So I'm going to go to my nose line. Okay, it's my nose line and the bottom of the face again. And again, I'm just going to find the midway point. So here we go. Okay, it's about the midway point. Again, if you need to rewind and watch anything back, go for it. Okay, so again, halfway between my nose line and the bottom of the chin. And this is going to become the lip line. Okay, what's going to happen is the bottom of the lips is going to rest on that line. And in case you're wondering how wide to make the mouth, the lips, let's go back up to our eyes. Let's go back to the pupil, and we're just going to draw a little soft line going straight down, and that'll tell you how wide the mouth is. Now, the mouth could be different depending on if you're smiling or if you're mad and you're puckering or something like that, but just resting, that's about how wide your mouth will be. Now let's go ahead and look back to Steph Curry. Look at his eyes. Okay, go straight down, and it'll become the tip of his lips on that side. If you look at the center of his eye right there, and you just go straight down. Oh, kind of miss it on this side, but he is pursing a little bit, so it's about the tip of his lips on that side. Okay, so now the bottom of the lips are going to rest on this lip line. Okay, so I'm just going to draw the bottom of the mouth. There we go, and then top of the mouth. Now, lips are very different from person to person. A lot of people have big, puffy, pouty lips. Some of us have like really thin lips. It changes from person to person. There you go. Okay. I look at it as doing like a very soft V and then like a very soft letter M or something, if that helps you. Okay. Now we're going to use the eye line and the nose line to draw some ears. It's actually really simple. You'll start at the eye line, and that's the beginning of the ear, and your ear just pushes up a little curve above the eye line like that. Okay, and then comes down, and the ear lobe will sit on top of the nose line. Just rest right on top of it, just like that. Okay, same thing over here. I'll start at the eye line and do a little curve up for the ear. And then the ear lobe, the bottom of your ear where you put your earrings in, just sits on top of that nose line. You can come over here for the lip line, I believe, right here where the lip line meets the edge of the face, and right there is where you can start to draw a neck. And this changes from person to person. There's actually people that have very, very short kind of stocky necks, and they don't really have like a long neck. There's some people very much thinner necks, so it just depends on the person, but for right now we'll just go from there. And like the neck essentially connects to the jaw, which is about right there. That's about the correct proportions of the face. You can go in and add more details. Let's give this person some hair. Okay, I kind of been wanting to give this person like Jim Halpert hair from The Office, from when The Office first started. So like really messy hair, and like kind of came out right there. Okay, if you want to give this person a mohawk or something, that's fine too. If you want to add other little details, like maybe extra little eyelid, you can do that. Okay, or maybe some eyelashes, depending on what you want to do. Just go by the correct proportions of the face, though, that I'm showing you here. I know that I grew up drawing Japanese anime characters, and I used to do the like the anime eye. I think it's called manga, and if you like to draw like that, that's great. But we're drawing. That's not a realistic human face. So I want you to kind of draw according to the proportions that I've taught you here. So go ahead and follow along with this video and do your own version, and make sure you're getting the correct proportions right. I want to be able to see, like the eye line. I want to see like halfway between the eye line and the chin is the nose line, and halfway between the nose line and the chin is the lip line. I want to see all those things. Make sure especially that you get the eye spacing correct. I should be able to fit this eye, the width of this eye should be able to fit 5 times across the face. And if you need to rewind and go back to that part, make sure and do it right. Please no aliens, and no crazy cartoon characters. This is the beginning of us trying to draw a face realistically. So good luck. Thanks.